My name is Scott Young. I'm a teacher at Princess Elizabeth School in Welland, Ontario, Canada. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my experience with MADlearn. I've had the opportunity to work with MADlearn over the last 4.5 years. And I've got the opportunity to see the company kind of grow in the actual app creation, app design process grow. And it's really cool. It's fantastic to see certain kids that don't necessarily get a chance to shine, they get a chance to shine. It's something a little bit different. The kids are often more engaged in what they're doing. They can see that it's real life applicable. They get a chance to try something in real world, something that they didn't know that they had a knack for. All of a sudden they realize they have a knack for. And I've got some students who are very quiet, don't say a whole lot, but all of a sudden you can see that light bulb go off when they get a chance to try to do some of these app things, and they make connections, and it's fantastic. They start to blossom in front of your eyes, and it's a really cool experience.
That's wonderful. Thank you. You've been doing MADlearn for a few years now. Mm-hmm. What are some things that you saw? Why did you want to start doing MADlearn in the first place?
Oh, I think it's important to go back to. I think it's very important that kids get the opportunity to see things that are real life. And let's face it, it's the 21st century. The jobs that a lot of these kids are going to have don't even exist yet. So I think it's a great advantage for us to give them the opportunity to try some things that not everybody's tried yet. So
absolutely. And when you try to figure out how to do something like MADlearn, it's clearly not math or science or English or history. How do you fit an opportunity like this into the school day?
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Is at first you're trying to think of where technology fits in, but truth of the matter is it fits in absolutely everywhere. It's very flexible. I've had students who have a passion for history who have decided to take kind of a history choose your own adventure journey with their app. I've had people do literacy things where the different parts of speech, they thought that people would have difficulty putting sentences and paragraphs together and essays together, so they created a helper app so they had the opportunity to learn how to create a better essay. And there's people that have difficulty in math, and really the possibilities are endless, and it's driven by the passion or the love, whatever the kids want to do. It's cool.
Are there specific kinds of teachers that you think would do something like MADlearn more than others? I guess, does this have to happen in a technology class or an after-school program?
No,
what do you teach?
I think that's the beauty of it too, is it's absolutely easy to use. Because I've been with MADlearn for a few years now, the ease of use has gotten significantly better over the last couple of years, but really I've done it both ways. There are beautiful lessons and units actually on the MADlearn page, so if you're unsure of how to do things, all you have to do is click the next lesson and it does it all for you if you prefer that way. This year actually, I did something a little different. I basically said, here's your app, go. And they figured it out on their own. I mean, let's face it, kids are smarter than we are in a lot of ways. So they figured it out on their own, and then we used the kids as tutors, and they helped each other out, and it was fantastic. It was neat to see. And it's not the kids that you expect, and that's what I like about it.
Oh, that's lovely. What do you see? I know you're here at the Connect conference today with a group of your students learning some new parts about MADlearn that were just launched. What do you think about what was just launched? What do you think about your work with MADlearn moving forward into next school year? What are you going to do differently?
Well, that's a good question. I'm still absorbing. The latter part of the question, I'm still absorbing. I have to see how I'm going to use it, but yeah, the addition, the flexibility of that whole kind of coding piece, it steps it up. There's all sorts of kids that hear STEM and STEAM and all sorts of these buzzwords, but they don't really understand what it's about. And I think this is a nice kind of bridge. It gives them the opportunity to start to see what coding is all about, and at the same time, they get to use all the different templates that are already in MADlearn. So it's kind of a beautiful combination, I think.
Wonderful, thank you. Any advice that you have for a teacher that's just, they see MADlearn, they think it's kind of cool, they're not quite sure, maybe a little hesitant to start something that's so out of their comfort zone? Yeah. What's some advice that you might have for them?
Oh, first of all, I think if you don't try new things, I mean, we'd only have vanilla ice cream, right? You have to try all sorts of different things, and sometimes it's good to be uncomfortable. And if you're going to take a leap of faith, this is an easy leap for you to take, because it's self-explanatory, it's highly engaging. Kids of all ability levels and all different socioeconomic brackets, it levels the playing field, and they love it. It's a great opportunity.
Wonderful. Last question for you. What would you say to school boards and school administrators that are making a decision on bringing programs like MADlearn into the school? Of course, there's budget constrictions, there's figuring out who's going to do it. What would you say to administrators that are making these kinds of purchase decisions?
Right. I think a lot of, I know this is, I'm not an administrator, clearly, I'm a teacher, but I think that a lot of money spent is spent for a specific purpose. It's spent on literacy, it's spent on special education, it's spent on mathematics, whatever it is. The beauty of MADlearn is that it's cross-curricular. You can use it for whatever purpose you'd like, and it's not one of those things where you have to be a grade 12 student to use it. Kindergarten can use it, and grade 3 can use it, and the flexibility is beautiful, and it's a real life experience for the kids, so they're engaged.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Scott. Really appreciate it.